everyone, and welcome to a Viscera video. Today we're going to be talking more about beginner tips and tricks and what to do and how to actually just go about playing the game. Where I'm at right now, what you see on the screen is probably one of the most important things that you can do. This is the web store. So this is something you're going to visit daily. It's something that you're going to get your freebies from to be able to redeem your codes and all those things. And I'm going to show you how to kind of navigate that real quick. The first thing I'm on right here, this is a roster. This is one of my many accounts. This is my wife's former account. She did quit playing because, there was too much focus on spending and not enough focused on free-to-play players. So that's kind of where it's going right now. It's kind of circling back a little bit, so maybe one day, but we'll see. But as of right now, this is the way it is and kind of what we're dealing with. But as far as you new players that are coming in to get started and be able to get back or get into where you need to be as quickly as possible, the web store is something that's going to give you free stuff and help you to kind of make your way through the game in a progress that's going to be to your advantage. So they have the milestones, which are just basic stuff that you're going to do every day. Sometimes they have extra things like doing blitzes or doing war attacks or raid attacks or stuff like that. But for the most part, it's just spending 50 cores in game a day gets you some energy and some orbs and some of these things, which are rankings tokens. Okay, they really don't do a lot of things. They're just there, but it's just something for them to put there, I suppose. There are some events that use those, but that hasn't happened in forever. You get your premium orb fragments, which premium orbs, they get you like some of the newer tunes. And by newer, I say that is maybe 4 months old tunes that are going to be there. Then, once they've been out for a while, they kind of cycle into these things. But you have a chance of hitting a 50, and I think that's the highest you can get. I think maybe it's 25. And then 15, 5, 3, 2, 1. As far as other things, there's multiple characters you can get in an orb. So these are the ones you're going to get from that. So you have 440. We don't even really open these very much. But anyways, you got your ISO energy and your campaign energy. If you're just starting off, if you're not level 55 yet, you're not going to be able to use the ISO energy. And I don't know if it'll be in the store or not. I haven't been a new player in a long time. So I'm not really sure about that. But if you can bank them, if it does bank and you're not using it yet, that's great. Because once you become level 55, hopefully it's all sitting there for you to be able to utilize. The other thing you're going to be doing on the game is this, or on the website, is going to be the store. The store is where all the stuff you can buy for money is. But there's also this thing called free claim. That's the only button I click on this thing. So every day you can collect whatever the fun new special event is. They're going to have some free event tokens for you to do. And of course, a pop-up offer is going to be there. You want to click that twice to get off of it. And then you're going to get your, these are good. These are, they're some kind of orb, but it gets you gold, training mats, and some other stuff. It's actually a really good orb, probably one of the better ones in the game. So getting those is a very important thing. And again, you're going to click off of it twice. What are they called again? Allied Supply Orb. That's right. And we're right now on 12. I mean, they started off at 1, so it's been quite a bit. And you're going to double click off of that. The freebie that I have going right now is Scarlet. So the Scarlet Zombie is what mine is. But I believe it starts off with Mr. Negative, then goes to Black Knight, then goes to Zombie Juggernaut. Then I believe Scarlet's after that. So that's where we are right now. So you're going to click to claim those. And then the freebie for Friday, this is a Friday free claim, is Energy and Executioner, which is one of the newest teams. So that's the web store in general. You can do things that are kind of fun, like go to your save squads and do that stuff in here, which is actually really handy to be able to do. But we're going to go into the roster save squads in game here in a second. But if you have a computer and you can sit down, this is actually really nice to be able to utilize. It's actually a little bit smoother than in game, but I'm really showing you the in game stuff today. But you can go to your roster, you can change your save squads and save. And something you can also do here is you can import codes and be able to, and that's right here. So you can get a save squad code and be able to import that code to be able to save somebody else's save squads that they give you. Like some of the CCs and stuff that think they have the best of whatever list you could put there, but the problem is if your tunes don't match exactly what their tunes are, it's not going to work for you. And if you don't have some that they do, it'll just be a blank spot, and then you're going to have to find somebody to sub. So the best way to do events and things like that isn't just to copy off of somebody else, it's to build and learn on your own. That's the fun experience of this game and how you should actually play it. So anyways, so we got that. We got our inventory. This is going to tell you all the different gears and stuff. Not really a necessity to be able to have, but it's kind of cool if you're one of those people that want to look. You can also look for alliances and stuff like that. You can't actually join from here, but you can send like a, hey, I'm interested. And if you are interested, we have a bunch of alliances in the Titans. We're always looking for new people at beginner levels. Reach out to me anytime. You can go to my YouTube here and you can message me on there, or you can just message me by Viscera17 Sable on Discord and let me know what you're interested in there. All that stuff will be below the video here that you can link onto. So anyway, so we have those things, right? So this is to play on web. You can play on web. I don't necessarily play on web because it crashes so often. At work, at home, everywhere I've tried to play, it crashes. It's just one of those things. So I don't recommend doing the play on web, but if you want to, and that's your preferred method, then by all means go about it. Like, to each their own, you know? So anyway, so we're going to exit out of this and go to our other accounts here. So I have 4 other accounts here. So this one right here is what we're going to be using to go into what we're going to look at for our roster. Some tips and tricks on how to look at your characters, okay? So the most important characters are the ones that you're upgraded the most. You're going to want to go into, you're going to click this little heart here, and the heart is going to make it so that you can favorite that character. Now, here's another hint for you. If you've got a character that you want to be able to search for, but you don't want to be one of your favorited characters, right? So like maybe it's somebody that you want to use for Dark Dimensions. You're planning Dark Dimensions. It's not somebody you're working on, but it's somebody you want to use. You can versus tag them, okay? And then you can sort by versus tags. So like say you only want to build, certain tunes for Dark Dimensions. Give them the versus tag. You don't have to do the favorite, but give them the versus tag instead. Now the ones that you want to favorite because you're building, you haven't already built, but you're building and you want to do for Dark Dimensions, you can do both, of course, right? But using the versus tag is also something that's sortable, so we can go here and we can sort by versus, right? So this top button here is all these different sort things, right? So the type at the bottom here, you got your mythic, legendary, minion, villain, heroes, right? All that stuff. You got your fortifier here, all these here, right? You got your miscellaneous stuff here, available favorites versus battle favorites. See, remember you can sort by versus. Costumes, not on cooldown, war ready, all this stuff, right? All these different searches. The best one to do really, I think, is the traits. It's the easiest one. And you can type in somebody, so you can go traits. I'm going to go mercs, right? So we're going to go mercenaries, okay? And we're going to go or, like say we want mercenaries or we want vigilantes, right? So we're going to do that, mercs or vigilantes, okay? So now I'm going to get, this is going to give me all the tunes that are mercenaries and or vigilantes, right? And so you can have that. Now there's another easy way to do that as well. Like say I want to get Damon's team, but I don't want to have to search all the way through. I don't want to click this and that and the other thing, right? Click a million buttons. I can go to his thing. I can go over here. I can click this and look, Brimstone. It gives me, that's his team. It's the simplest, easiest way to do that. Like say I know where one tune is, right? So I got, for instance, I've got Surfer here, right? I want to look at his Omen team. Right there. There's his Omen team. Super simple to do, way faster to do, to save your time to be able to do stuff. Now, there's another way to sort these things, which isn't that one. Say you want to see who you're the closest to doing your gears on, right? So I can go here, which is the bottom. You see there's 2 tabs here, this bottom right here. So I can search by gear tier, okay? So it's going to have all your favorites at the top, yes, but then it's going to go by gear tier. So these are the ones you have leveled up the most. So if that's how you want to sort your DD people, those are the ones that are going to be the highest tier, that's a way to do that. So that's some easy, quick little tips, tricks on how to do your roster, how to search for things. It just makes it fast, to be able to go through, not having to scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll to be able to do stuff, okay? All right, so there's your roster. Next, we're going to do save squads. So do not click this button, okay? This one, yes, it tells you all the different teams, but it's a cookie cutter, right? This is not necessarily how you're going to have them lined up. I just showed you how to look for the tunes and the teams before. That would be the easiest way to do that. What you're going to want to do is save your own, okay? So this little button up here, you see it looks like a group of 3 people at the top. You're going to click on that. And this one you can save your own. So this first one, this roster, this is what you're actually going to want to do for like the towers and kiln and stuff like that. That's what you're going to want to build on here. So these are the teams that work for those things, right? That's where you're going to want to put these ones, because for some reason they can't figure out how to make it so the tower actually draws from the tower save squads. I don't know. It just defaults to here for some reason. So this is where you're going to want to use that, okay? For your Blitz, and we're going to get to Blitz in a little bit, but this is where you want all those teams to be, right? All your Blitz teams is going to the Blitz, and then you got your raid teams. Now, your raid teams, we have Annihilation, we have Spotlight. For the 2 first nodes in Spotlight, and for pretty much all of Annihilation on difficulty, I think 1 and 2, except for like the 2nd and 3rd to last nodes, you can use any team. So whatever team you want to use for the all the time team, you want that to be your highest team. So if I have a default team that I want to use, right, for any mode, this top one is what I want it to default to, because that's going to be the one that fits all the categories for all things, and that's one I'm going to use. Other than that, it's going to sort by the highest team that can fill all the requirements in that node. So if it's going to say global, the highest team I have in global is going to be this Uncanny Avengers team. If it says skill, the highest team, it's going to be Vigilante. If it says Spotlight, Alpha, right? Alpha or Champions. Alpha Flight is the higher team. Champions is way down below. So that's going to be the one to go. For Thunderbolts, I think that's skill. So that's below the other one. So bio, I think it's bio is what this is. So they're going to be bio, right? And then we got tech, right? And then we got mutant. So this is what it's going to default to, even though Hellfire is here. But Hellfire is going to, of course, default. Once we get to difficulty 8 and 9, it's going to be the default go-to. You're not going to be able to use this anymore. And then Mystic, of course, but when you get to Night Stalkers or using Immortal Wet Spoons, that's where it's going to go, is to that team instead. And the same thing for Tech. If I'm going to difficulty 8 or 9, it's going to be only Insidious, so it's going to trump over the Orcus, and I'm not going to be able to use Orcus. So that's kind of how the raids work. Pretty simple, pretty easy. So put that default team that you want to use and all the other ones at the top, and then just use your best team to put at the top for each section that you want to go down. You can sort them over here on the side, up and down. You can sort them one place at a time here, right? So we can go one place at a time on this side. If you do this one, it's going to shoot it all the way to the top or shoot it all the way to the bottom, okay? And so that's how those are going to be. And then you can also sort here by power, top or power at the bottom, okay? So that's how you can do those things. So this is for Arena, okay? And we'll show you those top and bottom in Arena. I haven't used Arena stuff in forever. I don't really do Arena. I got one team that I use for this account every time I do Arena. So it's null and void. So I can show you how to do these. So if I want to take this Doc 6 team and put it at the bottom, boom, right there, shot to the bottom, right? So there's the bottom team that I have for Arena. If I want to manage this team, right, if I want to get rid of it, I can click on it here and I can delete that team, select the team, gone. I can do that for multiple teams if I wanted to, all the way up, right, which I only have 3 teams here. So if I want to sort by power level, I can. There we go. Top ones at the bottom, or top ones at the top, bottom powers at the bottom. Sort it the other way around. Maybe I want the least power at the top. I could do that. Now it's sorted least powers at the top. Really simple to do. You can also manage by taking this thing, like say I want to use this same team, and I want to use that one. I want to use this same team in Tower, right, in the Tower tab. So I can copy that team. I can go over to Tower. I can then paste that team. Wow, it's there. Beautiful thing, right? So then that's done, okay? So that's how you can kind of shift between those things. Then, of course, here's your war stuff, right? It's sorted. I have it sorted in certain ways. You know, everybody may be a little bit different, but you can go power top to bottom if you want. put your strongest team at the top, going down to your bottom team. Then we got, of course, we got the horrible mode of Crucible, and then we've got Battle World, which these are going to be changing here with the new Battle World and the way it's set up. But these are old teams that went through nodes, and again, they kind of fit in, so you got to know where those teams are. But yeah, Battle World's going to be changing here soon, so it might not be the same. So we'll have to see for that. But anyway, so you're going to use these teams, and like I said, the Blitz is going to have the most teams probably saved. And we're going to use those teams throughout the game. And one of those modes that we're going to use them in, of course, is Blitz. So Blitz, I have 0 blitzes so far, right? So it's going to default you to the last one that you sat at, right? I don't update my save squads on this nearly enough. On the wife's account, I think I have 70. This one I only have 58. But it's going to go from whichever way you want to do it. Now, when we're going through Blitz, this sim button here is very important. If you don't have the sim, you're going to have to play out each one. If you want to play out each one, like maybe you want to practice Omen and you want to play it out, by all means, play it out and see how it is, okay? But generally, you're going to want a sim to get through it as quick as you can, because you just want to get through these rewards so you get all this stuff, because this is all they really give us. Unless you're looking to rank up and be at the top ranking and be able to get whatever those rewards are that they're doing at that point in time. Right now, it's a quick rumble. Man, that's hard to say. So there is no actual ranking, but for the red stars and the premium star orbs ones, there are rankings for that. And we'll get to red stars in a little bit too. But for the most part, you're going to start at one end. I like to go to the left, and that's because I'm sorted with my roster being that the bottom is the lowest teams, and the top is, well, the bottom is the highest teams, and the top is the lowest teams. So that way I'm going from my highest teams to my low. But some people like to go from the low to the high. It doesn't matter to me as far as ranking. I don't need to rank high, so I want to make it so that everybody else is ranking higher. So I'm getting the most points at the least difficulty, so I'm getting the least amount of bonus points. If you want it the other way around, and you want to be able to get to that multiplier fast and get up in the tiers of the multiplier to be able to get the most points, then do it the other way around. So you can look for new opponents if you want. If you don't think it matches up well, you're just going to go battle. It's going to sim the battle. It's going to give you back your result, hopefully quicker than this. And then you're just going to go left, next one, find opponent, battle. And it's that quick, right? It's just, you can go through those motions really quickly. Here, here, here. Now, you'll probably notice that when I'm done, it has this little battle 25, right? So this is charges that you get. You get these things in a lot of different objectives and stuff for free, but you don't want to use anything but those charges. If you really have to blitz a second time with the team for some reason, maybe you only have like 10 save squads and you really want to get through this and you don't have time to do more rotations later, don't do it. Still, it's not worth it to blitz and use cores. So what it does is it keys in on this, right? So I have this team. I'm going to find an opponent, right? So if I have to use these again, right, it's going to battle 25, okay? If I want this to be a free battle again, I got to wait 2 hours and then it'll refresh, okay? Because the cooldown right now is set because I've used them. So if I go into change team now, right, and I'm looking at these guys, it'll have a timer set on. Oh, it's 1 hour. That's right. It's 1 hour now. It used to be 4, then it went to 2, then it went to 1, then back to 2. Now it's at 1 again. So you got 1 hour time cooldown. So you can see the timer going on these guys. Each one of them has a timer. So if you don't have the amount of teams, I would recommend just waiting that hour and doing it again. Don't blow through these things. Just have them stay there. But yeah, you can go through your whole roster this way. Use them all for Blitz to be able to get through the rewards. See, that one's even doubled up because I haven't done my save squads in forever. So it's whatever. But I have 500, so if I don't notice that I'm doing this quick, maybe I'm doing something else. I'm just going through the motions on this hand, do the blitzes really quick, and I hit the 5s. It's not going to hurt me. I'm not going to worry about doing cores, but I don't have them overlapped enough that it's going to really punish me for what I'm doing. So once you go through enough and you've hit it, all the max points, you see how this blitz points is maxed out now with 921, 928. So I'm going to go here, claim all. They got a lot of claim all buttons, which saves a lot of time. You used to click on each one. It was annoying. So claim all, continue, and you're done with Blitz, okay? Blitzing is just that simple. If you want to really be sweaty about it when there's leaderboards and be able to get the the more shards of the character because you need them, or the more orbs for something because you need them, or whatever, then that's what you're going to do. You're going to want to wait an hour, do a rotation all the way through all your save squads, and that's the Blitz save squads, right? So if we're here, we're looking at the different squads, okay? We're going to be on this one, right? This star champion looking thing. It says squads Blitz at the top. So that's where we're going to be wanting to look, and we're just going to go through every hour. We're going to go through our whole rotation of save squads to be able to get through. So that's Blitz. It's pretty simple. The ones that I would focus on doing the most of those are, if you're going to do rotations, would be red stars and the premium orbs. And I believe those are Sundays that those come out. And the reason being is because, you want to be able to look for red stars. So we'll get to red stars at the end, though. So we went through Blitz. We went through our save squads. We went through our roster. So now we're going to go on to our energy, right? So this energy here, it refreshes every 12 to 15 minutes, one of the two of those. If you're somebody that you want to use campaign energy for events, like right now we have going on, because I don't want to leave that screen, we have going on an event that has you using campaign energy. Not only do you want to do the 300 every day for this to get all these little save the world things, which is your streak, right? Which means you've logged on every day. To be able to get all these little resources, but also we have this right now going on with Old Man Logan, since his event is concurrent to this, his milestone going on. Then you're going to want to be able to use your energy for that. So that is something that's going to get you through, and you can find that by scoring. It says all these rank ups and then spend campaign energy, right? So to do the campaign energy, whatever one you are in, right? If you're way down here, that's fine. All the way up to the end, going up to the end of Nexus, right? So that's fine. But the way you want to spend your campaign energy is you don't want to do more than just the 50s on the refresh. So you see I'm at 100, so I'm stopping, right? Not doing those anymore. You don't want to really refresh these nodes unless, like, maybe you're one shard away from getting Ursa unlocked, right? Unlocked. Not at 7, but unlocked. Maybe I would say refresh that, especially if you got war coming up in a couple minutes, or it's about to end and you need to use it and you want to upgrade it. Okay, that's an excuse. Other than that, don't farm for shards. It's not worth it. Okay, farming here for shards isn't worth it. Now, there are some nodes, for instance, the reason why they put Ursa on this node is because it's also a gold orb fragment node. This is why you should be farming. It's for gold orbs. When you go to 5 here, this is for training orb fragments. When you go to 4, it's back to gold. When you go to 3, it's back to training orbs. These are the ones you should be looking at. Now, they're in Nexus, but they're also in Villains. So Villains is going to be your training orbs, and it's going to be on Lalandra, right? So here's your training orbs. And then for Heroes is going to be your gold orbs, and it's going to start, I think it's like Noir. Yeah, there it is. Noir right there is going to be your gold. And then it's going to be, this one is going to skip. So this one goes 7, 5, and 4. And it's the third to last, right? So it's here. And then 5 is in the same spot. I hate how these roll past now. You used to be able to click to them as they're going. And then here is going to be Noir. So those are going to be your key tunes that you want there. Now that might be something else that you might want to sort or tag your verses, right? Remember I said save squads or your favorites and stuff on your roster. Doing the versus tags on Noir, on Echo, on Sunspot might be the way to do that so you can get your gold. Or if you're hurting on training mats, putting on Lalandra. And then this one's going to be 6, okay, putting on Vision. And then on 4, putting it on Dagger. Those might be the ones you want to do. And it's right here is Dagger. So that might be why you want to do your verses on. It's up to you. However you want to do those verses and stuff, or however you want to farm these. Maybe you just tell yourself that I'm just going to go Nexus. Then I'm going to do the verses, the villains and the heroes, right? So either one of those. Now for ISO, again, if you have unlocked, you have it unlocked. But if you have unlocked, don't really worry so much about the green ISO. Just get up to, like, I would say 120 of each character. So as you go in here, you're going to be able to see, like, if I have 13,000 of this stuff. So if you don't have, like give yourself 200. My number is going to be 200. If I don't have 200 of these, that's where I'm going to farm, right? And then the same kind of thing for purple. With the purple or the blue ISO, usually just do the big ones. So that's where these blue ones are. and then I'll do a couple in this one. I see how 3 out of 5 attempts. I'll just do a couple out of that one. And that'll give me my minimum for the day, which gives me the daily objective, right? Which is what you're looking to pass. I think I did them all, so it won't show. But the daily objectives here, they're going to be from doing ISO 400 is all you need. So I do 408 a day because 400 is all you need to farm, right? So 408, and then I'll use all the freebies that they give you from here, and I'll use those up so I'm always ahead. So you can see with my energy right now, if you go to the campaigns, I'm at 304 on the ISO. I'm over 1,000 with the campaign. That's because I don't spend all that I use, and then come the end of the event, I'll spend all that I need and then save up for the next event. And then with ISO, I'm always going to be around that. So that's this means so I don't have to spend cores that way. I'm using all the freebies, and I do 150 on the ISO. I do 250s on the campaign unless there's an event going on, and then I do all 450s. And that's for power cores, by the way, or the freebies. If you have freebies there, use those first. So anyway, so yeah, using the ISO, it's going to get you the daily objectives, right? You're going to also claim these things. So this energy is going to expire here in a little while, but it rejuvenates, right? So you're going to have more campaign energy here in 2 hours and 7 minutes. And then I believe it's another 2 hours and 7 minutes after that. It's 3 times a day, then it's done, right? So you want to try to get on, if you're doing blitzes, try to get on at a time that maybe every 3 hours. So that way you're able to get the energy, right? At the same time, get on, collect energy, do your blitz rotation, boom, done. Get on, claim energy, do your blitz rotation, do your raids, boom, done. Get on, claim energy, do your war attacks, boom, done, right? Whatever you want your thing to be. And then also the stores reset every 3 times in a day, so you can keep that in mind as well. So there's like those things you want to get on like 2-3 times a day, maybe, if you're that person. If you just want to do once, if you're casual, that's cool too. You know, there's always going to be somewhere for you and something for you to be able to do. So last but not least, we're going to go into red stars. So this is something that has changed over the years, and so not a lot of new players don't really know about these things, but the red stars. So when you're doing those red star blitzes, you're going to want to you're earning the basic red stars, but you're not going to actually cash them in. So all these red stars, you're going to save. You're not going to cash these red stars in. If you cash these in here, you're only getting one iteration of one orb, and you're probably going to get 10 of these Dark Dimension credits. If you go here and you cash these in, you're guaranteed to get a 10 on each one of the ones that you're cashing in. So if I'm opening this, then I'm at least going to get 100, right? So I'm at least going to get a 10 on each. If you do one at a time, 10 is your max on each. Well, I think you can get 20. But it's going to be like 1, 2, 3, 5, 10. And so you have that chance of getting one of this. This, the minimum, the lowest you can get is 100. So you're guaranteed that 10 per. You're not going to get lower than that. So you're going to want to collect this, and then it's the same thing. You're going to scale it up as you go down. So you're going to want to buy the right-hand side of this. Don't open Elite 4s. You're going to buy the right side of this. Don't open Elite 5s. You're going to buy the right side of this. Don't open Elite 6s, because the Elite 7s are what you're going to want to open. These are what you're going to want to open up. And the reason why is because you're going to get to a point where you're going to have all the tunes in the game at 7 stars, and then you get this. So there's no reason to open 6, because then you're just open a 7 to get the next red star, or you're going to have to buy it, and there's no purpose in buying it. So just save up the 7s so you can roll them, and it'll give you a new tune every time. And if it doesn't give you a new tune, it just refreshes the energy back into it, and you can spin it again. And then eventually you're going to have all the tunes in the game at 7, and you're not going to have to worry about it anymore. Then you can start using these things and cash them in to be able to upgrade into diamonds with your characters. So that's kind of how that rolls into. Super easy that way. Then you can go back into the store once I get it. So I got over 50. I can go look and see if there's something I want. Nothing I want at 50, right? So I'm looking for a goal. Is there anything I want to get up in stars? Not really. Maybe Hitmonkey. Maybe Hobgoblin, right? But that's like 280. So I got to cash in a bunch. So I'm going to squint an event. It's not worth it for me right now, right? So that's an easy kind of go about. Now, since we're on the stores, this will be the last part of this video, but the stores. This is how I do things. This is how I manage my resources. This is how I go through the game, making it so that it makes the most sense out of me and I don't ever come into a bottleneck, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip all this top stuff. I don't need to buy diamonds. Don't buy diamonds in the store. It's way too expensive. Eventually, you'll get them at diamonds through the other stores where you have more currency, right? You're going to want to get training modules because they're hard to come by now. It's become one of the bottlenecks. You're going to get the ability materials until you get to this lovely little thing where it says 9999 plus. Then you're done. Really, all you need there is like 1,000, right? Because I think a character costs like 784 to fully T4 it out, or 780, 770, something like that. One of those numbers to completely max it out with T4s. So if you just want to be that person that has the next tune, then by all means, use that number. But I like seeing that it can't get no higher. And anything else in here, I'm not really worried about. The only thing that I would want to do is if I was a new player. So as you can say, most of these are kind of like mid to end game accounts. So if you're a mid to end game player and you want to get to 5 stars, this is a good way to do these to 5 stars, right? But the tunes that I don't need or don't really care about getting up maxed out, I'm not going to touch. It's only going to be that newest character. These guys will rotate into the other stores. I'll be able to get them for free or with the strike points currency or legacy currency or store credits or whatever they're called now. I'll be able to get those basically for free later on. Not a rush. As long as you have them unlocked, you're able to use them. Have them at 5 stars, they're going to be super good for you to be able to use and upgrade. 7 stars when you start putting diamonds. So don't buy diamonds for tunes that you don't have at 7 stars yet, right? You might pull them in orbs, but don't buy them. It's not worth it. Don't buy anything from this store. This store is trash. Don't buy anything from this store. Period. Period. Exclamation point. Period. 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 Exclamation point. W2F. You thinking if you do. Okay. Here we got the store for the tunes. So if you are an older player or a newer player to the game, you're going to want to, I don't even need this. I usually get that, but I don't even need it. I don't care about upgrading that tune at all. So you're going to want to unlock the tunes that you have, right? As you get playing later on, you're going to have all this stuff unlocked. But what I would say is unlock it, right? Unlock the tune. That's the biggest thing. Just get them unlocked. Okay. Once you get them unlocked, don't worry about farming them anymore. If there's something coming up that you want to have at 5 stars or whatever, then okay, you can go hog wild if you want. But these resources you have are going to be way less than what I have. Okay. I'm a day 1 player from this account. All my orbs that I have got converted into store credits. So I have a ton of this stuff. You don't have a ton of this stuff. So don't go buying stuff that you don't need. All you need to do is unlock characters. Just keep that in your mind. You don't need a 7 star. You don't need a 5 star. Just unlock the character, okay? And then once you get every character unlocked that you need, then you can start progressing with more stars on characters, okay? And like I said, I don't even care about getting this Warlock. I'll get it, just because. I'm close to getting that one, at least, 6 starred. This store right here, it's worth it if you have a bunch of credits. It's not worth it if you don't. And the only thing that's really worth it are these down here, right? So you want to make sure you have like 100 of each of these, which I do, okay? So if you don't have 100 of one of these, then I would say get it if you have the resources. If you have the resources. If you don't have the resources, don't worry about getting in orbs. You're going to have plenty of orbs for this thing to be able to open over time, okay? So if you don't have the resources, don't get it. Here, these top 3 are really the ones you're going to want to get every time. This is your war offense, your war defense boost, and then more training modules. Those are always needed. And then pick somebody that you want to give the special awakened ability to, or the awakened ability to, and go for it 1 per, right? And then once you get it done, like, don't worry about Captain Britain, he's trash. But once you get it done, we all know how I love Captain Britain. Then move on to the next. But I would just focus on 1 at a time getting it done, rather than spreading it around, because it's a lot of resources to be able to spend. It's like 45K or something like that. It's kind of expensive. So just focus on 1 at a time. Do that, right? Because these are kind of hard to come by if you don't have a bunch already. Red stars, we kind of went over this. This is when you're going to want to just, if you don't have, like if I have 61, right? I'm not going to be looking at the 210s for the most part. That's all I did, and then I'm on to the next store to make it as quick as possible. And then the ISO, I don't even farm this anymore because I have so much of it. If you're doing the nodes every day, you're going to get plenty of it. If you're doing dailies, if you're doing the passes and stuff like that, not buying them, just doing them, you're going to have plenty of this stuff. So don't really worry about it over time. Yeah, to start out, it might be kind of a crunch, but once you get to the point where you've got them all, your raid teams where they need to, and you're still doing that, you're just going to build this excess of the purple, the blue, the green ISO, except for 3.5, 4, and 5. Those are a nightmare. But everything below that, you're going to build up so much that you're not going to need it anymore. So don't trip about that too much. Okay? It'll take time. So overall, if I'm going to go in a store, it's going to go this fast. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go click. Right? Click on that one, click on that one, skip that store altogether to go this one, click, 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 probably the first 3. If I have an older tune that I need, like maybe Minerva, she just came back, I'm going to go to where she is. It's going to pop up saying I need it. Click on that. Go to this store right here, click, 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 and then maybe one of these, like maybe I want Old Man Logan's here, so click on that. Red stars, I got 61. Let me see what the 50s are after me. That's all. Okay, donate it, done. That quick to go through the stores, and that's what you want. You want something that's quick and painless, right? You don't want to be sitting there all day going through each store. Just have in your mind what you want. Just like if you're going to the supermarket, right? I got a list of groceries. You're going to that one, I got a list of what I want, right? Go to the aisle, pick, go, pick, go, pick, go. You don't want to sit there hungry wondering what you're going to eat. That's a pain in the butt, okay? So anyways, beginners, quick little video. What to do. If you have any other suggestions of things I can go over or ways to do things, please let me know. I'd like to do a couple more of these, but this is just part 1. I'm telling you kind of how to do the beginner things. As far as like playing the game and how to do stuff and things like that, you're going to learn as you go along. Talk to your captains, leaders, talk to your family, you know, and by family, I mean the different alliances you might be grouped together with. We have Titans of Yggdrasil. It's ours. Talk to them, get to know each other, get to ask them, you know, what they've done, learn from other people's experiences. Don't go to different CCs and content creators and envoys and stuff like that, because they're going to tell you what to buy. They're going to tell you what the newest meta is for you to have to go and purchase. They're going to tell you what link to follow so that they get credit for it. They're not going to actually tell you what to do with the game, right? They're not going to tell you how to do it free when they can get you to spend, because that's what their motive is. They're, you know, going through the system to be part of the system. I do all this stuff for free. I don't get paid for it. My Twitch revenue that I get, it's like $80 I give back to the community in giveaways. So this is all for free. This is all for you. This is all for fun. So try to have fun with the game. If you have any questions, reach out on YouTube, reach out on Discord, reach out on Twitch when I'm on there streaming. Let me know. Ask questions. I'm always here to help. Anyways, this is Viz, telling it like it is. Till next time, peace.